This is Lewis Hart for Boxing Social in association with Empire Fight Store. Delighted today to be joined with the Governor, Ben Shalom. We're here. It's McGuigan's gym. How are you doing, mate?
Very well. How are you? Good to be back.
I'm doing good, mate. I'm doing good, you know. Just seen Adam Azim whipping the bag. A massive fight on February 11th for him. This is going to be a big year for him.
Yeah, it's one of those where we've got Santos Reyes over. One, he's unbeaten. One, he's fought for the WBA Latin title, defended it. He's someone that isn't overawed by Adam Azim, isn't thinking this isn't a good night for me. He's coming to win. We offer this fight to a lot of British fighters in and around that top 10. They've seen Adam Azim up close and personal. They've been in the gyms. They've sparred with him. It makes it very, very difficult. I think he wants to be fighting for a European title by September, thinking about world titles this time next year. So we have to move very, very quickly. Santos Reyes is a tough opponent, the toughest he's faced today, and he's an unbeaten guy coming to win. And yeah, we're having to look further afield because one, he wants to win titles quickly, and two, unfortunately, the British guys just don't want to fight him.
I was going to ask about that. You know, Santos Reyes, he's not someone that the public in Britain would know much about. How hard is it to find matchups for Adam Azim where, you know, people are talking about Ryland Charlton being a step up for him and he blitzed him in 2 rounds, you know? Do you think it's going to be hard sort of going on this year trying to find matchups for him?
It's hard in the UK because the UK guys, as I say, we've offered fighters 3 or 4 times what they've ever earned for this fight, and they've taken other options. I think because he's only 6 or 7 fights in, it's a devastating loss, and they feel like perhaps they've seen what he can do. They know his power. It's not a fight that people want, but it's not going to stop him. He wants to go to world titles. He's not looking at British titles. He's looking at European world, and that's the route that we're going to go. And so we have to move quickly. But it's exciting because he's that good. It's the biggest compliment when you're offering fighters, as I say, 3 or 4 times career paydays. That's a compliment. It's a good problem to have. And yeah, we're bringing in fighters from overseas that we feel don't know too much about Adam. We know they're durable. We know they've never been beaten. We know they're experienced, and that's going to give him his toughest tests, and that's what we want for him.
Is there ever any worry where, you know, Adam Azim is someone that has such hype around him where, as a promoter and obviously his trainers and the people around him, that you don't want to get caught too much in the hype and potentially bite off more than you can chew and early on give him a tough matchup?
Yeah, look, I think Adam looks at the Gervonta Davises and looks at the Ryan Garcias and how quickly they were moved, and he doesn't want to accept anything less. He wants to be one of the youngest world champions there's ever been, and he wants to move quickly. It's not, when you're a talent as good as Adam Azim, we don't see it as a risk. We see it as development, getting him the best fights we possibly can, and making sure that he gets the rounds in for when he reaches world level, which won't be too far off. So, look, as I say, it's a blessing to have. It's difficult matchmaking. You see it all the time. We saw it on the show last week, you know, with Catterall, as I had a shock defeat there, and then people complaining about the heavyweights opponents. So it's sometimes hard to get right, especially for the top boys. But Adam is a freak. He's another level, and when you're sparring, as I say, top class, world class middleweights and getting the better of them in sparring, you know you're ready, and it's going to be tough, I think, to find anyone that can handle it.
Overall on February 11th, it's overall stacked card. You know, you've got some great domestic fights and Zach Chelli against Anthony Sims Jr. You know, a potential banana skin there for Zach Chelli, a tough fight for him.
Zach will take any fight. He's a top guy. A proper fighter, believes in himself. He was going to fight Lerone Richards last time. It doesn't get any easier, and he fights Anthony Sims Jr. now. And he was considered only a year ago one of the top prospects, maybe in world boxing, or a couple of years ago with Anthony Sims. So it's his moment back. It's a wild card fight, and Zach Chelli just wants the big names. He wants the big stages. It's a great card because we've got Vidal, Caroline, and Adam, who we believe are superstars in the making. Caroline is on a similar trajectory to Adam, but in the women's sport. And then we have 2 fights, as you said, Sims against Chelli, and then Tyler Denny returns, who's given us 2 of our best fights so far against Brad Paul. So another war. Jamie TKV on the card against Nick Armstrong, who's an unbeaten heavyweight, who's going to fight for the English title. And then we came in with an offer that he couldn't refuse, and now we have a barnstormer of a heavyweight clash as well.
For someone like Tyler Denny, you know, he's made countless defences of this English title. Is there ever a time where, you know, it feel like it's time for him to sort of push on and, you know, move to sort of British level?
Look, I think Brad Paul's is British level. I think it's a top quality fight. I think Tyler's shown that you can lose and you can come back, and he's a solid fighter, and people really like watching him. He's an athlete. He's getting better and better. We just want to see him in the best British fights. That's what he's given us so far. He wants to. This Brad Paul's fight was for us to get Brad Ray the opportunity. Brad Paul steps aside. Brad will knife fight him. It's another 50-50 fight. Can Brad Paul's do something that River Wilson Ben couldn't do and Brad Ray couldn't do? I think it's going to be an unbelievable fight.
Moving on, a positive start for Boxine with Liam Smith winning. After that win, what is sort of the future hold for Liam Smith? Are we looking at a potential Chris Eubank Jr. rematch? Is that what the plan could be?
Look, we can't look past Eubank, which is a shame because we're looking at Golovkin and Brook, but we can't pass it. We've got 2 weeks. He's got 2 weeks to decide whether he wants a rematch or not. But Liam's in a great position. He feels better than ever. He wants 3 more fights at least. After a win like that, the world's his oyster. He sold out that Manchester Arena. It was one of the best atmospheres I've ever been involved in. One of the best nights. And we now have to wait for 2 weeks to see what Chris decides to do. But whatever happens, Liam Smith wants Golovkin, wants Brook, wants Eubank. We're looking at the end of May. And let's see what happens.
Callis-Howland and Wasserman lodged an appeal about a potential elbow. What are your sort of thoughts on that and the reaction when you sort of heard that appeal? And I'm sure, is it of any worry to you?
Look, when I saw that, I was laughing. I think, look, Calla likes to have a joke around, and that was for me. It was a bit of a funny joke. Whether I am hearing that they are going to appeal it, but I don't know. Look, Liam won conclusively that night. It was a combination that resulted in the knockout, not anything else. Yeah, I mean, I don't. What can you say about that? I don't look. If they appeal it, I think people will laugh it out. But let's see. I respect Eubank Jr. a lot. I think people jumping on him because of that loss to Liam Smith is over the top. Liam Smith's a top quality fighter and did the business, and Eubank will be feeling hurt and his pride will be hurt, and probably that's why he wants a rematch. It wasn't anything to do with the elbow.
No, that's fair enough. March 4th, obviously, there was a potential Scotland date. That's fallen off now for Josh Taylor being injured. This fight has taken the rematch has taken so long to make. Is there ever a point where you look at Jack Catterall and you think it might be time to move on, or this Taylor rematch has to happen first?
It just feels like it's cursed, that fight. Jack Catterall will now move on. He'll fight in March. If you think we had 12 months with him out the ring before the unification, or he did. He stepped aside for the unification for Josh's initial one, and then he waited 12 months since the Josh Taylor fight. It's one fight in 2 years. It's just not enough. And so we're looking at it now, and he needs to fight. He needs to get on with his career, and he'll fight in March. We'll see how Josh wanted that fight more than anyone as well. I'm gutted for him, but he's injured. We were about to announce it on Eubank Smith. It was March the 4th. Okolie was ready as well. He was going to fight on that card, so it's a massive shame all round. But Jack needs to move on now. He'll fight in March, and then we'll see where Josh's injury's at.
Are we looking at that Liverpool card then for Jack Catterall?
Yes, yeah.
Moving on, being at the McGuigan's gym today, Lawrence Okolie obviously revealed in an interview the other day that him and McGuigan won't be working together. Is there ever a worry where with someone like Lawrence Okolie, where he's had such a drastic change in promoter, and then a change in trainer, all these drastic changes as a fighter, is there ever any worry from that you see as a promoter that he might be changing too much too soon?
Look, I think promoters and things outside the ring you worry less about. I think you do worry about a trainer. I think trust is so important. We saw that with Tunde and Anthony, when a lot of people were calling in to leave Tunde, decided he was going to stay, and that they had that bond and they trust. And I think when the trust goes, then maybe that's when it's time to give it, to call it a day. He'll know why. I don't know why. Shane, I work with him very closely. He has, for us, Adam Azim and Caroline Dubois and Hassan Azim and Chris Smith, got a lot of fighters in this gym. We think he's probably, if not one of, if not the top trainer in the country. So it's obviously a shame, but Lawrence knows what he's doing. I think he's a world champion. He knows what he needs, and I think it was an amicable split. Hopefully, they'll be back together at some point, but I think right now he's training out in Dubai and Miami, and that's his decision.
just to finish off, I touched on that Liverpool card earlier. Are we looking at a potential Jack Catterall as the main event for that, or are we sawing potential? I heard you talk earlier about Natasha Jonas versus Cruz Dezern. What are we looking at sort of for that event?
I can't announce it yet, but Jack will be on it. Tasha, Fraser. It's a big card in Liverpool, March 25th. Looking forward to it. We think we've got another show in March as well, and then a couple in April. It's been an unbelievable start to the year. I think the Eubank Smith pay-per-view went better than anyone could have imagined. The promotion was unbelievable, and now we want to have a really strong year. And it's been a good start for boxing. I think those 2 fights to start the year were really strong, and hopefully February will be the same.
Ben, thank you for your time. Really appreciate it. I'll see you next week, mate. Take care. Thank you.